Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone to our council meeting of September 24th. And I'd like to officially call the meeting to order, and I'll state the time at 1:25 p.m. Stephanie Hodge will be with us today. She sends her requests. Now I'll move to reading the land acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the township of Asphodel-Norwood is located on the Treaty 20 Mississauga territory and in the traditional territory of the Mississauga and Chippewa nations, collectively known as the Williams Treaties First Nations, which include Curve Lake, Hiawatha, Alderville, Scugog Island, Rama, Beausoleil, and Georgina Islands First Nations. The township of Asphodel-Norwood respectfully acknowledges that the Williams Treaty First Nations are the stewards and caretakers of these lands and waters in perpetuity, and that they continue to maintain these responsibilities to ensure their health and integrity for generations to come. I'll now invite everyone to take a moment of silent reflection as we prepare for the council meeting ahead as a gesture of respect and contemplation. I'd also like to take a moment to remember Debbie Lynch. Debbie served on council from 2014 to 2018 and was a dedicated member of our community. Our condolences to her family and friends. We now have a few housekeeping items that we'll continue on with before the presentations. I will now ask council to declare any direct or indirect pecuniary interest before Councillor Ward.
Thank you, Peter. Yes, later on in the meeting in the closed session, I'll be declaring it indirect.
Moving on, may I get a motion for the approval of today's agenda as circulated or amended? Member, Councillor Walsh. All in favor? Motion's carried. Approval of the prior minutes. I'm looking for a motion to adopt the regular meeting minutes from September 10th as presented or amended. Councillor Ward. As circulated, and Deputy Mayor Burt. All in favor? Do we have any business arising from the minutes? No. On to consent agenda. We have correspondence items C1 through C6, library board meeting minutes of June 10th, and the cultural and heritage meeting minutes from August 22nd. Do we have somebody to approve as circulated or amended? Councillor Wall. Circulated with a comment, and Deputy Mayor Burt.
With a comment.
With a comment. Deputy Mayor Burt.
So I just wanted to pull a couple C1 and C6. C1, the CEO report from the library. Just wanted everyone to know the Honky Tonk fundraiser has been canceled due to lack of interest. But if anyone has purchased tickets, take them back to the library or the member you bought them from, and you will receive a refund on those. And then for, can I go on and do?
Yes, C6. Same thing.
Just in C6, the Peterborough County meeting minutes, under 7A, we had a delegation of the historical scanning of documents. And what I will do is I will send that agenda item, and there's a presentation with it to our clerk, and then they can send that out to particularly Councillor Ward for the Heritage Committee. That project came in well under budget, and they were able to do more projects. So I think it's something that is needed, and I don't know if it's something that's needed for other documents within the township. So I just happened to think of it. So,
good.
All right, and that's it for me.
Thank you, Councillor Walsh.
Deputy Mayor, just want to comment on C3, the Peterborough Child and Family Centers We had an open house last week that, our CEO Alan and, Councilor Hodge Breeze and I attended. They're really excited to have a permanent home in Norwood, and we're really excited that they do have a permanent home in Norwood. Certainly at the library this weekend, they were in the library downstairs in Norwood, but it's becoming too much work for them setting up all the time. Space was an issue. They had taken the room into the right at the old medical building, and they have used every square inch of it. And very efficiently, they have all kinds of programming for moms and tots and, so just want to, extend a thank you for them for sticking in with us and looking out for the other. So we're sending a program for them.
All right, did we get that passed? All in favor? Motion's carried. Presentations, we'll now move into the presentations of the Business of the Community Recognition Awards. We've experienced some changes in the municipal office over the past year, which has delayed the presentation of these awards. But please know we appreciate having you here today with us, and your contributions to the community will never be forgot. I'll now turn the floor over to Deputy Mayor Burt to kick things off.
Okay, sounds good. Good to be here and get started. So the Agricultural Leadership Award goes to Asphodel-Norwood Company and the Payne family. It's my pleasure to present this award to a true leader in our community. Their innovative pasture management, including solar-powered electric fencing and year-round pasturing, exemplifies its agricultural stewardship. Beyond their business, they are actively engaged in community events and volunteer work, reflecting a deep commitment to both agriculture and local involvement. Please join me in congratulating the Asphodel-Norwood Company and the Payne family for their exceptional contributions. Congratulations. Congratulations. And I'm also delighted to present the Business Excellent Retail Award to Oakland Greens, the cornerstone of our community. Their dedication is evident through their extensive volunteer work and support for local organizations. By hosting community events and contributing to our local schools and sports, they've made a significant impact. Please join me in honoring Oakland Greens for their remarkable community support. Congratulations, Bruce and Marilyn are not here today, but their daughters, Penny and Jennifer, are. So congratulations.
Present the Business Excellence for Service Award to MJ's Hair Design. It is an honor to present the Business Excellence Service Award to MJ's Hair Design. They've been a vital part of Norwood, offering not only excellent hair care, but also a vital social space for the community. Their resilience during challenging times and their positive influence on local business makes them deserving of this recognition. Please join me in celebrating MJ's Hair Design for their exceptional service. Congratulations to the team. Also, my pleasure to present the Business of the Year to Harmony Hills. I am thrilled to present the Business of the Year award to Harmony Hills Equestrian Center. Under Melanie Hale's leadership, they've transformed a retired farm into a premier equestrian facility, offering top-notch services and fostering local education. Their dedication to excellence and community involvement makes them a standout business. Please join me in celebrating Harmony Hills Equestrian Center. Congratulations to Melanie Hale, Steve Tripp, and team.
It's my pleasure to present the Community Impact Award to Jason Bay for his outstanding dedication to the Queen Bees hockey program. His commitment to advancing girls hockey and his involvement in community activities have created a supportive and thriving environment for men. Please join us in honoring Jason for his exceptional contribution. Congratulations, Jason, but I don't think he's here. So anyways. I am honored to present the Entrepreneur Award to Tammy Asphodel. She is the visionary behind the Cake House, Little Sweetheart, the Wayward Gent, and the Velvet Fox. Tammy's unique businesses enhance our township with quality products and active community support. Please join us in celebrating Tammy for her remarkable business achievements. Congratulations, Tammy. Sorry.
Pleasure to present the Good Neighbor Award to Bailey Batt. Her dedication to advanced education and active participation in local events highlights her commitment to our community. Bailey's generosity and care make her a true neighbor. Please join me in honoring Bailey for her outstanding contribution. Myself as a nonprofit. I am pleased to present the nonprofit award to the Norwood District Horticultural Society. Since 1992, they have enhanced our community through horticultural education, local beautification projects, and environmental initiatives. Please join me in celebrating the Norwood District Horticultural Society for their significant impact. Congratulations to all who are involved with that group.
My honor to present the Outstanding Youth Award to William Kimmerly, a grade 11 student whose dedication to community service is extraordinary. William's extensive volunteer work and quiet leadership reflects his commitment to helping others. Please join me in recognizing William for his exceptional contributions. I am delighted to present the Senior of the Year Award to Doreen Allen Bell. Her tireless volunteering and positive impact have greatly enriched our community. Doreen's dedication and enthusiasm truly embodies the community leadership. Please join me in honoring. Thank you. Mayor's Award today, I have two. This is a great pleasure that I present the Mayor's Award to the Friendly Town Car Wash for their outstanding service and commitment to our community, making a deserving recipient of this award. Thank you. It's a pleasure. Everyone is an honor too. It is with great pleasure that I present the Mayor's Award to Asphodel-Norwood for their exceptional service and unwavering dedication to our community, making them a truly deserving recipient of this honor. This concludes our awards presentation for today, and we are going to carry on with our regular meeting. Anyone or everyone is welcome to stay, of course, but we understand if you need to return to school or work. We'll just ask that the award winners to gather for a group photo before you leave, please. And again, congratulations. Thank you for being with us today. Yeah, motion for recess. Hey, can I have a motion for recess? Councillor Walsh,
Yeah.
Councillor Ward, all in favor?
Thank you, baby.
We'll get your pictures taken.
It might be better. And everybody was in favor, resume, okay. On to staff reports. We'll go to R1. The new medical center lease, Peterborough Health, team, and I'll ask our treasurer, Mr. Webb, to proceed, please.
Thank you, through you, Mayor. R1 is a report for new medical center lease for the Peterborough Family Health Team. So the Peterborough Family Health Team, formerly the Primary Health Care Services of Peterborough, has leased space in the medical center at 31 King Street since 2006. Most recently, the space was for a dietitian and mental health worker. As we move to a new medical center, is what we're calling it here, in Asphodel-Norwood, at 17 Spruce Street, Peterborough Family Health Team dietitian and mental health worker also moved to the new site. The previous site had a square footage of 500 square feet. The new location has a smaller area, 164 square feet. And negotiations for a new agreement, Peterborough Family Health Team asked us to consider reducing the annual amount of the space. If you look at the report, you can see the breakdown. Previously, they were paying us just a little under $11,000 a year for 500 square feet. The new agreement they're proposing in year one is about $6,500 for 164 square feet. Proposals for 3-year term from October 1st, 2024 to September 30th, 2027, as well as a change in rate from for earlier this year, I moved from February 1st to January 1st, up until October 1st, the time we moved into the new space. There were some questions regarding who's utilizing the space. So the dietitian is there 2 days a month, and mental health worker is there 4 days a month. So it works once every 2 weeks. Or
Did you say 4 days a month?
dietitian 2 days a month, so once every 2 weeks.
Right.
And the mental health worker is there 4 days a month, once a week. So And they share the same office space, so I'm assuming they're staggered and, you know.
Well, thank you, Jordan. Questions of Jordan? Councillor Ward?
Yeah, thank you through you, Mayor. Thank you for bringing the report forward. I'm not sure, but I believe this is the first time I've seen the lease agreement from the building broken down in this way. And like, I'm not sure what the planning of the new one, if we should have considered that they were paying part of that lease for that space. Like, it's unfortunate that the space in the new one doesn't compensate for what the revenue is going to be lost, the reduction of the lease revenue. But we have to move forward. I just wanted to point that out. I don't know anyone else at this table, but I believe this is the first time I've ever seen this report and it broken down with this lease agreement. So thanks for bringing it forward.
Any further questions? Deputy Mayor?
Thank you through you, Mayor. Yeah, similar comment to Paula or to Councillor Ward. It is the first time we've seen it, so thank you. So basically that space is used 6 days a week. Are there any other services that the family health team or the doctors or the staff would like to get in there?
CIO Allen? You?
We're looking at a couple different options. A foot care clinic is one of the things we're looking at. One of the relationships there was talking to me about that, and kind of asked her to build on that. We have also, I think I've mentioned it in the past, been approached by a dermatologist who'd like to promote and do once a month clinics. She actually emailed me last week that she might be interested in doing more. So that's one. We are, if there are other opportunities to generate some revenue from the space, we are definitely exploring them, but it does take time.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Walsh?
Just to kind of build on what Deputy Mayor Ward said, is that the only available space, or would there be any other spaces in that building that we could generate revenue from as well?
So there is still, because we don't have a fourth doctor started yet, there is still a space there. I mean, we have a date when that person is coming, and we'll be making an announcement probably later this week on that. So when we get there, all the space that we have will be utilized. Right now, we're kind of, is there a way we can do stuff till we get to that point in time? But the challenge we already have, I've heard correct one person, well, unless I can make a longer commitment than that, they didn't necessarily want to have the conversation. So, but we are looking at potential ways we can get more out of the space.
Okay, council, I'll read the recommended motion that the council of the township of Asphodel-Norwood accepts this report for information, and further that the council authorizes the mayor and clerk to execute a lease agreement with the Peterborough Family Health Team. Moved by Councillor Ward, second by Deputy Mayor Burt. All in favor? Motion's carried. Moving along, thank you, Jordan. Moving along to R2. Public constellations strategy. Alan?
So through you, Mayor, one of the things I've been working on since I got here in February was trying to enhance communication within the organization. My focus so far has been mostly on internal communications. I've updated you guys on that as we move along. I think you've seen some of the results of that. This one turns our attention more to our external communication. And really what I think it does more than anything, it formalizes a lot of the things that we're already doing. Nothing in here isn't stuff that we already don't think about, but what this gives us is a bit of a tool that when we're doing stuff, we can make sure that we check off the boxes that we need to and that nothing gets missed. So if the report gets approved and the policy and strategy gets approved, what we'll do is discuss it at the management table. Everybody will get a copy of it. You'll know that there's an expectation that's what we're going to be using. What we hope that this is going to give us is a consistent strategy. And so whether it's the building department, whether it's the work department, whether it's the rec department, all be using the same kind of tool and all use the same criteria. Like I say, a lot of it is already happening now. I don't want to for a second say that it's not. But this gives us that more formal approach. And again, if anybody ever has any questions about, well, did you do this? We can pull up the strategy and explain just what we did and why we did it.
Thank you, Alan. Questions? Councillor Walsh?
Not really a question, just thank you for formalizing this. We do hear from time to time that people don't think we're as transparent as we should be. And I think what this will do is it provides a very common approach that every department knows and uses. And I think, yeah, just having it formalized is a great new step forward. So I thank you for bringing that forward.
Okay. Council, I'll state the recommended motion that the council of the township of Asphodel-Norwood accepts, acknowledges, and approves this report, and further that council directs staff to implement the new public consultation strategy. Councillor Walsh, Deputy Mayor Burt, any further questions? All in favor? Motion's carried. You're still on, Alan, with our.
I am here, so once again, through you, the next one we have is our 2025 employee benefits renewal. So benefits renewals are usually every year, every 2 years, depending on the contract that you have with the company you're doing. But we are included as part of the Peterborough County wide program, and that's underwritten by manual financial life. So basically, it's the same program that we previously had, just updated in 2025. There's a small increase in the benefits of 4% this year, or about just over $6,000 for the whole year. And much as I'd rather that $6,000 be in our pocket and use it for other stuff, that's the way benefits are right now. That isn't actually that bad. So 4% is actually considered reasonably good. There was a bit of a breakdown on where they get that number from. It's insurance, we need to have it, it's part of the program that we have, and this is just sort of the update for this year.
Thank you, Alan. Any questions, councillors? The recommended motion is that the council of the township of Asphodel-Norwood accepts this report for information. And further, that the council approves the employee benefit renewal package as presented for November 1st, 2024 to November 1st, 2025. Moved by Councillor Ward, second by Councillor Walsh. Any further discussion? All in favor? That motion is carried. Moving along to R4, the council appointed committees in 2025-2026 term.
Thank you, Mayor, and through
Clerk
you.
has the floor. Go ahead now.
Thank you again. So I know it's hard to believe, but we are approaching the end of our current term of committees. They have a 2-year term, and that's somehow coming to an end. So included in council's agenda package today were updated terms of reference for the Business Advisory Committee, the Culture and Heritage Committee, and the Special Events Committee. And I'll just touch on a few of the changes being proposed. So number 1, term alignment. So the new term will conclude when council's term concludes in November 2026. And we will also be providing a committee secretary through staff. I know this role can be a little challenging for some of our committees, and we want to deter any burdens, any administrative burdens from our committee members. So if staff can take that on, we're happy to do so. And we know that technology can be an issue again with our committee members. It may not be compatible with what we have. So again, if we can take that stress away, we're happy to do so. And the committee secretary will still work with the committee chair to get the agendas out. And if the committee already has a member who's happy to do that function, that's fine too. It's just that's an available option for them. Criminal record checks. You may remember in 2022, this was a bit of a nightmare to get those checks when the new online form was launched. So we tweaked the language a little bit to ask our new members to get a criminal record and judicial matters check within 60 days of their appointment. And any returning members will just be asked to complete a declaration form. So we won't have them go through that process again. But we'll be asking for new checks every 4 years, and that clock just starts when the term of council starts. And lastly is orientation. There was a dedicated orientation night for all committee members. And just being mindful of people's time and the stress that is to coordinate an event for that many people, we're proposing that orientation be conducted at the inaugural term meeting. Now, you probably noticed that there was not a terms of reference provided for the Trails Committee, and that was intentional. This committee has struggled with membership, maintaining a quorum. So it seems as though this committee has become redundant. The Special Events Committee was able to successfully integrate Trails Day, the Trails Committee's main event, into their fold, so that's being taken care of. And the mandate of that committee was to, forgive me, create, maintain, and promote the trail system in Asphodel-Norwood, working with the high school's forestry program. There currently is not a forestry program at the high school, and staff, it's a function of staff to maintain and promote those trails, so we are recommending that council consider dissolving that committee at this time. Now, having said all that, with council support, we are intending to put a call out for committee member applications in October. And we would bring the applications back to you in November, so we could look at appointing our new members for the 2025-2026 term. And in conversation with our library board, CEO and chair, there's an opportunity there to also put a call out for one board member. As we saw at the last meeting, there was some designations. So this time it works out well for them too, so we can support them in that process as well. In conclusion, I guess I'll just say that our volunteer base in Asphodel-Norwood is very strong, and we want to keep it that way. We want to keep them happy, align with their needs better, remove any burdens that might be in the way, and just maybe even attract some new volunteers with some easier processes. Now, I have heard from a couple of council members that there are a couple of rooms for
Minor tweaks.
improvement. Yes, minor tweaks in the terms of reference, just for consistency across the board. So staff will incorporate those, of course. But I did want to invite some discussion or ask your opinion that in the Business Advisory Committee, it states that the committee will meet monthly or as deemed necessary by the chair. Do we like that wording, or do we want to stipulate which months the committee meets in? Do we want to put a number of times they meet in a year? So just have some discussion on that if we could, that would be wonderful. But as I said, we are looking for support in adopting some new terms, putting the call out for member applications, and dissolving the Trails Committee. So I'll leave it with council for consideration, and thank you, Mayor.
All right, questions of our group? Councilor Walsh?
Just through that business advisory thing, I've never sat on that committee, so I feel kind of not be able to provide a lot of insight into how I'm not to put you on the spot. Councilor, but you have sat on that committee. Do we need to have set number of meetings, set months to have meetings? Just, we're welcome your insight.
Actually, I had this conversation with our clerk earlier, and I like the way that this is worded because we did take a break during the summer months. And sometimes when we are having, say, a business breakfast where that's committee time, you know, other than setting the budget in November, sometimes I don't know if we would need one in December or January, because we kind of set up the business breakfast that there'll be 4 per year. And it also transitions into the Cultural and Heritage Committee. We do not meet monthly because sometimes we meet twice or 3 times in 1 month when we're doing an event, and it's volunteer fatigue. And so I really like the way that it is worded that committees shall meet monthly or as often as deemed necessary or at the call of the chair. Does that cover everything that we need to? You know, and then you don't have specific months because, you know, sometimes it is, you're not, maybe it's a snowstorm in January and now you've missed that month.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make that up?
It's up to the call of the chair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Through you, Mayor. I agree. I think you have to leave it open-ended because you don't know what that committee is going to consist of. You don't know what their other commitments are. And I think you have to leave it up to that committee as to what's going on and the projects they're doing. But when you have like special events, you've got a lot of volunteer time in the event itself. So you don't want to have a meeting for the sake of having a meeting. That's the last
Yeah.
thing people want to do. So as long as the wording, you guys think the wording's good.
So majority of us, we all think it's good, all right? I'll state the recommended motion then, that the council of the township of Asphodel-Norwood receives its report for information, and further that the council adopts the terms and references for the Business Advisory Committee, the Cultural and Heritage Committee, and the Special Events Committee as presented, and further that the council agrees to dissolve the Asphodel-Norwood Trails Committee, and further that the council directs staff to initiate a call for committee members' applications for the 2025-2026 term. Mover,
Just with one.
With a comment, okay, moved by Councillor Walsh. Seconder, Deputy Mayor Burt.
Sorry, I should have mentioned, with the special events committee, I am excited that we've increased the number of people to 12. That's been a bit of a challenge with that committee, is it's a small group. And based on how we've done the last couple of years, we've had events within 2 weeks of one another. I really do get concerned about volunteer burnout with a small group. This way, if we do have events 2 weeks apart with 12 people, there's just a little more splitting of the workload, but we don't get people outside. Sorry, this was coming in earlier.
Any other comments? All in favor? The motion is carried. R5, management action list. Alan?
Through you, Mayor. So a couple of things I'm going to highlight here. We will not have a meeting for almost another month, so we don't meet again until October 22nd. We have a fairly full agenda for you on the 22nd. The second piece that goes with that, after the meeting today, we have 4 meetings left to the end of the year. So we have a number of pieces of business that we want to get done between the end of the year, and we will be making a big push to make sure all of those do get done. Probably at the second meeting in November, I will give you kind of a status on the stuff that is going to be moved over to 2025, but our goal is to try and get everything done in 2024. But like I say, the one a month from now, on October 22nd, will be a heavy meeting. Put that out there for you now. I think that's everything I have, unless anybody has any questions.
Councillor Wood?
Well, thank you, through you, Mayor. I was just, one question about the, community safety and wellbeing plan update. If it's a larger, I don't know how big the document would be, would something like that be possible to be sent out prior, because it is going to be a big agenda? It was, maybe a heavier portion of the agenda, if there was something you could read in advance. I'm not sure how big that document would be.
I definitely appreciate the sentiment. I will do my best to make that happen. I have to write the report first. So to a certain extent, it depends how quickly So, but no, yeah, that is, you're right, that will be it now. A lot of it is what's gonna be more of a status update on what we have done with it. There shouldn't be a whole lot of new stuff, at least that's not my approach at this point in time. But no, if there's stuff that we could maybe get out a little bit early, I will follow up with the clerk on that, and between the two of us, we will see what we can do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Any further questions of Alan? The recommended motion is that council accepts this report, revisions suggested by staff and members of council. Mover, Deputy Mayor Burt, seconder, Councillor Ward. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion's carried. On to correspondence for action, C7, Town of Kirkland Lake. What's council's wishes with respect to the exotic animals in Kirkland Lake? Councillor Ward.
First and 7 to receive.
To receive, motion to receive, second by Deputy Mayor Burt. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion's carried. Council liaison reports. I'll start with you, Councillor Ward, because I know that you do have a few.
Yeah, thank you, through you. I will, in more detail, send a report for the next meeting. I was a little busy. We did the OMBC. I didn't get that report done, but it's in the process. Did have 2 really, well, it was an interesting experience, really focused on economic development, housing, and insurance. And so there was a big focus on insurance and special events. So I'll put that in a report later for council. It was very interesting sessions, and I was very happy to have our clerk Melanie Hudson there as well. We did split up. I don't think we attended any of the same sessions, so it was really well done. It was a nice few days. Going on from there, I just want everyone to be aware that we have a couple of things coming up with the Cultural Heritage Committee. We have the Peter Robinson tribute. We are doing the centerpiece at the Norwood Fair in the Home Division building. We are doing a log cabin, a log shanty. And so it's a tribute to Peter Robinson settlers that came here to Asphodel-Norwood. And please, on your calendar, add November 19th. If anyone have pleasure of doing our cemetery walk, which was a great success on the weekend. We had 2 stories about the notorious Hill family.
And if you like stories like the Black Donnellys or the Hatfields and McCoys, this family, that was in Center Dummer, it's an amazing story, and I think everyone will really enjoy it. It will be at the town hall, on November 19th. And then November 16th, we have a busy couple things coming up. We'll have the, open house at the Heritage Center, which will be the same day as the library, Makers Market here. So we're coordinating that it's all at the same time.
Good.
And I just wanted to thank all of the volunteers and the committees that helped out with the cemetery walk. It was sold out, and it was a great honor to be able to research some of the families that are in that cemetery. It was a nice day. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Warren. Anybody else? Deputy Member?
I don't have a liaison report, but just a comment for Councillor War. I did attend the cemetery event and it was so well done, especially for your first time. You did a great job. And just so you know, the comments all around the afternoon from everyone is you have to keep doing it. So, I know it's a big project, but no, it was very interesting. And we have another cemetery that you'll be able to do it at too. So no, it was very well done. I didn't hear any negative comments. They were all very positive. So kudos to your group as usual.
The group did a lot of work.
Yeah.
Councillor Walsh?
Really just to echo what Deputy Member said, anything I've heard since.
It's
it
just
began
positive.
Has been all, nothing but positive, so again, thank you to your committee and I believe you work with the cemetery board committee and all the volunteers.
Yes.
Yes.
It's been on a great event, and yes, and I've talked to Syl's, we're gonna be doing the next one, so.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear that. So, yeah, perfect. Did we have anybody go to the ground table or the tour?
I was away, Prudence and Ed went.
Okay,
So, yeah, the CBO went and the community engagement, person.
And good feedback. I've seen some of the evaluations come in and very good feedback.
Good.
Once again, so, and just for your information, I believe it will be an every other year thing, so it will likely be 2026, and then that way we can get those who are running for council involved, that may not have seen agriculture in a certain light. So that's kind of the plan, not set in stone, but I think that's what we're going to be looking at in every other year.
Good.
Too.
Nothing else to report? General business, does anybody have anything they'd like to discuss? Councillor War?
Thank you, through you. There was one event that I forgot to mention that's coming up, the BAC Business Breakfast, which is also going to be November 19th, which is the same. So it's a busy Tuesday at the town hall. So please mark that on the calendars. I thought I'd better do that for the next business breakfast.
Okay.
Sorry, 19.
19th. All right, moving along, we'll now be going to move into a closed session to discuss an HR matter pertaining to an identifiable individual. We do this in accordance with section 239, section 2-B of the Municipal Act, and the time is 2:13. May I get a motion, please? Deputy Mayor Burt and Councillor Walsh. All in favor? Motion's carried. So we're now back to open session. Like I said, the time is 2:58. Notice of motion. Do we have any notice of motions today from any councillors? None. Okay, moving along, bylaws.
Thank you, Mayor, through you. That the bylaw to enter into an agreement with Peterborough Family Health Team, PFHT, for use of office space in the medical center be read a first, second, and third time and numbered 2024-46.
Mover, Councillor Ward, Councillor Walsh. Any discussion? Favor? Motion's carried.
And the bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the regular meeting of the Council of the Township of Asphodel-Norwood held at State September 24, 2024, be read a first, second, and third time and number 2024-47.
Mover, Deputy Mayor Burt, Councillor Walsh, all in favor? Motion is carried. You see your future meeting schedule is on there in front of you, councillors. Any discussion on that right now? None. Moving ahead, I'll ask council for a motion of adjournment at 2:59. Councillor Ward, Deputy Mayor Burt, all in favor? Motion's carried. Thank you, councillors.